Black Ultra Radio, video for the 21st century. This is Black Ultra Radio, video for the 21st century. This is Black Ultra Radio, video for the 21st century. This is Black Ultra Radio, video for the 21st century. Hamzamo family, welcome to the Black Ultra Network Africa Today show. I do trust that everyone is doing well on the 11th of February, the year 2021. My name is Spikes, and this is yet another interesting episode where we get to discuss different issues that are taking place globally and those particular matters that get to affect us as a Black people, whether be it you are in the USA, in Africa, in the Caribbean, wherever you might be. We want to welcome you to this particular broadcast, and you can get to interact with us on our social media platforms. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all under Black Hot Fire Network. In case you would also like to write us an email directly, you can write to me, Spikes, at blackhotfirenetwork.com, or you can also write to blackhotfireafrica@gmail.com. And if you would like to get a hold of the network boss, who is a kid, you can also write to him, and that is kcnewsam15@gmail.com. I want to remind us that we do have a wonderful trip lined up this particular year, and that shall be the trip to Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam. And that particular trip shall be on the 12th, from the 12th of April to the 27th of April. And it's really, really interesting. If you would love to join us on that particular trip, I want to welcome all of us really to, get the information and, also join us on that particular trip. Also, I would like to remind us that you do have the Black Hot Fire Network radio website, which is really, really an amazing platform where you get different information ranging from podcasts to also blogs. We also do have an interactive platform where we can come together as a community on the network community page. It's very, very good if you are able to join us on that particular website, because the conversation does not end right after this particular show. We continue having a conversation on the matters as we would like to discuss them freely and openly on that particular platform, where there is not a censorship on that particular platform as compared to other different platforms such as the one we are using right now. You do find that recently we discovered that even the most powerful man, the president of the United States, seemingly cannot be able to address matters as he wants to, because there is a limitation on what he can say and what he cannot say. And that has to do with the limitations of the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression on all these different platforms. But of course, when you do not have ownership of the platform, then that comes along with the challenges of getting censored in case you're trying to say something, just like Trump was trying to do it. Nonetheless, I do hope that you are doing well, and I want to thank everyone that has joined us on this particular platform. Remember, we also do have other different shows, such as the 54 Corresponding Show. We also do have other shows, such as Kami African Diary. We also do have the Coming African Diary, and of course, we also do have other different shows, such as the Breaking Breaking the Matrix by the sister Maria from Uganda. She has not been feeling well. In case you're wondering, she has been down with a cold. But in case you're wondering why you haven't seen some of those particular shows, Breaking the Matrix, I believe she shall be joining us and continuing with the same next week. Techi Brown, how are you doing, brother? You saying Money Family, Black Hot Fire. And money to you too. Trust that you are doing well. Thank you so much for being part of the Black Hot Fire Network. How are things for you with your family? And I believe you are actually in Canada. Tisha Brown, I think you're actually listening in from Canada. For the rest of the family, please do let us know where you are actually tuning from. I would just like to know, and I'll give you a quick shout out. Yesterday, we were talking about the matter of the lady who did happen to use a gorilla glue on her hair, and what happened is that the hair stuck to her scalp, and right now she has been I think asking for support really to go and get things fixed, because that was what did happen. And when we talked about the last show, and of course today we shall be going back to Louisiana, because there has been an incident that came up in Louisiana. You're saying that you're in New York City. I don't know why I keep on forgetting. I think you have told us that before. You are listening in from New York City. Thank you so much. You also do have the brother, Mr. X, also from New York City, of course, in a different part. But we appreciate you for taking the time and being part of the Black Hot Fire Network. I was reminding us earlier about the trip to Tanzania, and I said if you would like to join us, please feel free to shoot an email to Kid, which is kcnewsam15@gmail.com. KC Newsam15, which is KC. Let me just put it down. Newsam15@gmail.com. Gmail.com. KCNewsam@gmail.com. You can actually get to see that particular one, and of course I shoot an email. I want to share with us the two places in Tanzania that are really, really booming. One is known as Fumba Town, and I have actually showed this platform before. It's actually Fumba Town, where people can be able to in these particular properties in Fumba Town. There is also another place known as the Soul Africa. I believe it's same project. They are interlinked. The two projects are actually interlinked. But if you look for the Soul.Africa, you shall find some of these particular projects that perhaps you might get an interest in investing in, or you might consider maybe among your other portfolios. Expanding. You might be trying to expand your portfolio and decide that maybe just like the brother, what do we call him? Lando Winter let us know that he has had the opportunity really for him to invest in Tanzania and Namibia, and perhaps he can also follow in the same route. This is Fumba Town, and like I have said before, there are opportunities for rental properties that someone can also get to buy. And of course, they shall be also showcasing of some products on the 24th of February. There will be a streaming on our YouTube, youtube.com/Fumba Town. Fumba Town. If you go to YouTube and search for Fumba Town, you shall be able to see the live streaming, catch the live streaming of that particular showcase of the properties, all the information regarding everything that you need to know, and you can ask them questions directly on that particular live stream. And like you said, there is property for sale, many of them. There is Mongani Apartments, Moyoni Homes, Bustani Villas, Fumba Greens, commercial spaces, and moving ready homes that you can get to invest in. There is also the Soul Africa. Like I said, I believe these are two interconnected projects, and these are projects by CPS as well. I believe the same company, but they are putting them under different platforms, so that you can be able to get as much information maybe as you could regarding these particular places. It's not really a paradise. Let me just put a caveat. It's not really a paradise. You will not find a perfect paradise anywhere. Even if you go to Europe, even if you go to whatever place that you might go to, and you will not find a perfect paradise. But of course, there are all these different amenities that you will find: schools, health centers, and other different amenities that you would really know, just like any other ordinary community. And like I said, these properties do present a viable option really for investing in. When we did have our sister Sharon Howard, she was telling us about her experience in that particular place, and she said she might want to invest in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam. And we are hoping that when we tour Dar es Salaam, and Zanzibar, we shall also be showing you some of the places in the east side of Zanzibar and on the west side of Zanzibar. The place on the east, we shared the brother's experience yesterday. He goes by the name Go Black to Africa on his channel. If you want to see what's good on that particular platform, kindly check out on YouTube, Go Black to Africa. You will find his experience in Zanzibar. Sister Charlene Johnson, it has been a minute. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that everything is well for you in North Carolina. And I also see Latarius Brown, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. You're saying hello, family, hello to you too. I was saying that there are many options, not just in Tanzania, even across the continent of Africa. We have hosted the Black Acres of the Gambia right here on the Black Fire Network. And when we did, we were having a conversation with them on how easy or how difficult it is for someone to try and repatriate and come back on the continent and maybe own some property and be involved in, the development of the economy in whatever country they go to, or maybe be involved in starting a new life in whatever country that you might decide. We have looked at various options. Sometimes back we came and we showed you the life in Rwanda, Kigali. We did get the opportunity. Was it in 20? Yeah, that was in 2019, December 2019. Sorry, was it in November 2019? And also earlier on in April 2019, the Black Fire Network, we were able to bring a little bit on how Kigali, the gem of Africa, really looks like. And we also did last year, March, we went to Tanzania, and we are hoping to get back this year, and also getting to show you a little bit more so that you can be able to see. And we are not just going there, we are also inviting you to join us in our tour to Tanzania, the Black Fire Network tour to Tanzania. Like we said, if you would like to get more information, let me just put some link here regarding the Fumba town. And also, you might also get some, I'll also be sharing the links on the Soul Africa. Let me just, that is Fumba.town, and the other link is really the Soul.Africa. And these are just the opportunities that you might just decide to look into and see perhaps if they are maybe worth your consideration. Sister, sorry, this is eyes as a red amber jewel. You're saying that particular lady is so filled with self-hatred, self-loathing that she wants to be anyone else but the person she's born to be. That's transformed herself into looking like a Bratz doll. We talked about her yesterday, and I think we talked about her yesterday, and what has been happening really is that I think there was supposed to be a procedure. We talked about her yesterday. I think there's supposed to be a procedure. And this is the kind of information that goes out there because they really want to paint the image of the Black woman as being as confused and all as ignorant, to get into a point where you want to, use Gorilla Glue, which is industrial, on your own hair, and then go out on, on TikTok or complaining, oh, my hair hasn't changed the whole style. And I do believe it's also the effects of self-hatred. If she really, really did love herself, I do not say there is anything wrong with looking pretty for a Black woman. But nonetheless, even if you look at, these what do you call them? Eye contacts. The eye contacts, the blue eye contacts. I think she wants to have those blue eyes, just like the Mzungu, and go out on social media and flaunt and say, this is what, it feels like to be like a Mzungu. Nonetheless, going back into the matters of the day, I want to talk about something that has really happened. And this has to go with intolerance. There are people who talk about intolerance. A big channel. Sorry, let me see. As far as I'm not getting no notification bigger channel, only for the smaller channel. I don't know what's up with that, but I believe we are live on both streams. There might be a problem with that. Let me see what might be happening. I think we are both on live, both of them, because we started at the same time. Or maybe there might have been an issue with other bigger channel, but you know how YouTube plays. Every other time you're trying to have the numbers and the people are just coming up and joining on the composition, that is when we do not have the notifications are going out. Yeah, might be a problem. I think there might be a problem. I think on the bigger channel, there might be a problem. I agree with you. I believe even Has anyone gotten the notification on the bigger channel, or are we all on the smaller channel? I do not know, because we have both of them running. And I think that may be a problem with the bigger one. That is why we are not able to get the notifications out. But nonetheless, we shall continue. Keith, can you hear me? I do not. I'm not sure whether Keith can hear me.
Notifications. What now?
No, General Mosquito was saying he hasn't gotten the notification on the bigger channel. He says he has. Yeah, he says he's only gotten notification on the smaller channel.
Notification. Small channel, yeah, because they don't. They're not going. I'm surprised you got notification. Even on the smaller ones, they're not going to give you notification. And damn, step on this thing here too. They're not going to give you. They're not going to give you notifications on the channels. I'm surprised they even got that even on the smaller one. They're not going to give you any kind of notification.
And every other time the channel is growing, they will also find ways of trying to to cap and mess things up for for the people who want to get for the content, for the people who want to get the content. Nonetheless, talking about censorship, there was a matter I wanted to highlight, and these are to do with the former case that we had talked about right here of the host of Wild and Out, that is Nick Cannon. And what happened is that he went out there and made some comments that were considered anti-Semitic, and eventually he did lose his job. They say that they could not have him anymore, and of course we know all this.
Yeah, what he said, he ain't lost his job bootlicking, but look, what did he say that was anti-Semitic? Can't be anti-Semitic by telling the truth. He said the original Hebrews are black people. That's a fact. So even though you've been told lies, that's the truth. The truth can't be anti-Semitic from people who are not even Semitic. The truth is the truth, whether you like it or not. But the truth is the truth. It has nothing to do with being Semitic. Go ahead.
But anyone who brings up the matters of the Jew, and of course this is the industry which is run by them. Anyone who brings out any matters that to do with the Jews, they actually get themselves cut off. For example, this particular lady, of course, she is a white one, she is a beast, but she actually went out there and said that she went out and made some comments, and she alluded to the Holocaust and the Jews. And she was one of the actors on the Mandalorian. And on her social media, she was talking about denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identity, abhorrent and unacceptable. No, that is, of course, what was said by the company. But her name is Gina Carano, and they say that she is not currently employed by Lucasfilm. The company said in a statement on Wednesday after her controversial tweet. She actually went out on social media and compared the people who are, I believe, supporting the Republicans. She said that these can be likened to, she actually said on her Instagram on a Tuesday night, including one that likened the contemporary political differences and treatment of Jews in Nazi Germany. And she was saying that she can actually compare those people to the treatment of Jews in Nazi Germany. I don't believe maybe she in her own thinking she actually meant to offend the Jews or offend
treat who? Hold on, slow down, Spike. Spike. Slow down. You're talking too fast. Good God. Now let's get coherent. You go too fast. Good God. She's comparing who to Nazi Germany. Who is she referring to?
She posted a comment comparing the treatment of people with political differences in modern times to that of Nazi Germany. That is what he was actually comparing the people who have differences in political opinions, political differences in modern times, to them being treated as that of Nazi Germany. That is what she was actually saying, that people who do have differences in political differences, and of course even the Republicans themselves are comparing them to the Nazis in Nazis Germany. And they say that the comment she was making was abhorrent.
That doesn't make sense. What political views?
It's in regards.
That's vague. That's vague. It must be a lag. It must be a
She
lag or something.
there's not. I don't think there's a lag. I can still hear you. Maybe it's a 1 minute. Maybe it's a 1 minute lag. But what she was doing is that she was implying that being a Republican today is like being Jewish in the Holocaust. That is what she was implying. Can you hear me?
There's a lag. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
There might be
Yeah,
a
I hear you.
lag. There may be a lag. Can you hear me, Spike?
Yeah, I hear you. What she was saying, I'm saying what she was saying
I
is that
understand you now. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a lag. I think
what
there's
she
a
was
lag.
yeah, probably is a lag. What she was saying is that being a Republican today is like being Jewish in the in Nazi Germany. That is what she was actually referring to. You know, even being a Republican right now, having differences in our political opinion makes you, of course, being a Republican makes you be treated like a Jew in Nazi Germany. Those are the comments that she was making on her
Okay, there you go. Okay. At least now you. Okay, now you're. Yes, now yeah, I hear you. Now you're quantifying it. Okay, now you're making a differentiating about
the political differences people have as
the Jews.
Republicans.
Yeah, that's completely nonsensical. It's completely idiotic because that was Jewish on Jewish crime. That was them purging their own people because Ashkenazi. Wait, Spikes. Wait. That been lag.
Go on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And the whole thing is preposterous. Since they control the media, all the lies have been told. For them, hold on, Spikes. Wait. Good God. For them to say that that's uh, 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 comparable to the Nazis is completely idiotic. Like I said, Ashkenazi, not Z. Those were Jewish people as well. Hitler was a Jew. They were cleaning the stable out of Moorish blood. Like you had during the Inquisition in which is now called Spain and France. When it was called Al Andalus, when the Moors lost power, they had a Spanish Inquisition. What they were doing was murdering off the people who actually had mixed blood. So that's what the Nazis were doing. They were taking those the Ashkenazi that they thought were not pure, were not pure blooded, that they might have had black genetics and murdering their ass off the planet. So what you really had, they think there's white supremacy against Ashkenazim. No, the Nazis were Ashkenazim. Nazi is Ashkenazi. Nazi, Nazi, Nazi.
Mm.
Not no National Socialist Party. Nazi, Nazi, Ashkenazi. That's them. So it was them killing themselves. Since they got control of the media, they spin it and say it was something completely different when it was not. Hitler was a known Jew. No matter how much they try to obfuscate and lie about that. He was
You're breaking up.
Ashkenazi descent. So that was them just cleaning up. They thought whoever had black genetics, they're cleaning out of Moorish blood in Europe. Send their ass down to Northern Africa or murder them off. They want to make
there's a lot. There's a lot on your end.
Has this what they call blue blood, a copper base. When you're blue blooded, it makes that you're easier for interdimensional entities to inhabit your body. Your blood is copper in nature. Everybody else is iron. Copper means it's Rh negative. And but these Ashkenazim, now they got complete control of the planet. They don't even got a lot of them on the planet. That's why you get shut down on social media, anti-Semitic, all this old kind of shit. How can 3 or 4% of the population of the world like that? Not even to an African religion. The religion as them being the founders and the beginning of Israel ever existed. Oh, Spicy, did I lose you?
No, I can still hear you. Oh. There's a bit of a lag on your end. It's probably on your end. So can you hear me?
Was that me messed up?
Don't know if Zo can even hear me. Zo, can you hear me? There's a bit of a lag. It's actually like a 2-minute lag on my end.
I can hear you.
I don't know. Is it on my end? Is the lag on my end or on our kids' end? I'm trying to figure if it's on my end or like it's on our kids' end. I do not know what's happening.
That's on Keith's end.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's on our kids. I think our kid is about 2 minutes. There's a 2 minutes lag on his end. We were talking about the matter of the Jews, and right now there is one of the ladies who has lost her job because she was comparing the Republicans to being like the treatment of the Republicans right now. She was saying that the Republicans are being treated like the Jews in Nazi Germany, and she has actually just lost her job because of those comments. And also talking about when you put up the name of the Jews in the mix, and you do have like Nick Cannon did, he went on an apology spree, but I don't think the lady will be apologizing for anything. She goes by the name Gina Carano, and the Court King says Gina ass is crazy. I think she went on a rant on social media talking about how the Republicans are being treated because of having different opinions, and comparing that the treatment of them to the Jews during the Holocaust. And the company that owns this particular movie where she acts on, they were saying that her comments were, I believe, abhorrent and inappropriate, and they will not be working any longer with her. But I do believe these are the same Jews also flexing, showing their might and showing, if you actually come and cross us or say anything, doesn't matter whether you're talking from a personal or you're just sharing from a personal opinion, then it means that you're just getting cut off. And this was what happened eventually to the lady. And I think I haven't seen any apology to the Jews popping up. I haven't seen none of that from her. But nonetheless, she has actually been asked, and they were saying they will not be having her on their shows any longer, according to Lucasfilm. And this Lucasfilm is actually, I believe, owned by Walt Disney, or it's affiliated to Walt Disney, if I am not mistaken on that particular one. And the lady we have talked about that was Gina Carano. right now. But nonetheless, I do believe there will be, people being, it's like a warning. I think it's some sort of a warning where people just told you cannot just talk on these, you cannot just bring up other Jews in your conversation and anything like that. I don't know what you feel on the same. Do you feel that these would have warranted, for her getting cut off from the production and the top, because of comparing the Republicans being treated as the Jews during the Holocaust?
Man, you know, that's white people bullshit. We need to not invest our energy in they dumb shit. We got our own coons to deal with. We got our own problems to deal with in the quote unquote global African community. And
Hmm.
the link I just sent you is
Yeah.
one of those things that pertains to them directly. We have
Hmm.
this guy running for a candidate for Michigan governor. He's of
Hmm.
Nigerian descent,
Hmm.
and he's proposing getting rid of Black History Month. He's saying it's illegal and it violates all these rights, and it disregards the feelings of other people who happen to not be Black Americans. So we have a coon who is going harder than his white masters to appease his white masters by suggesting getting rid of Black History Month. While we have in January is Irish History Month, and I believe Hispanic History Month is in March. You have LBGT in June. So every month is somebody's month. But for some reason, this coon wants to say that Black History Month is illegal and he's going to run on getting it eliminated. That's going to be
He,
his campaign slogan.
he
So
is
go
actually
ahead, Spice.
he is actually from Nigeria, and he's 35 years old, and he was talking about he should actually be abolished, and in its place they should put American History Month. It should be American History Month for that particular matter. And on his Instagram, that was a kind of a nonsense that he was agitating for, saying that if he gets elected, the first thing he will be doing really is to make sure that the month is scrapped away from the significance of the month is actually scrapped away. And I think the Nigerians, once again, the Nigerians are out there doing the same kind of a nonsense. And I have also seen other different Nigerians also when it came to the matter of Trump. You remember that the Nigerians went out in the streets and they were saying that they want to have Donald Trump, get back in power. And I think we shouldn't be more concerned about our own affairs, just like you were saying earlier. I think we should be more concerned about our own affairs rather than what's happening. But there is no dealing with these people. That is the only problem, I think. At the end of the day, no one ever gets to deal with these kinds of individuals. There is not any repercussions coming because there is no court, when it comes to our people
Well,
globally.
I'm I'm wondering what because we always look at the veneer of it. We're always looking at the outside of the interaction. But I'm wondering if this coon was put up by the powers that be to cause division and dissension.
What happened? I think we lost, there's something going on. I'm out. I'm going to be in and out of the chat today. I'm out of the country. Thank you so much, Elando Winter, for joining us on the show. You're saying, what's up, family? Hey, brother Spikes, Keith, and so hello to you too. And also the God King Royal. I haven't seen you for a minute, but I do appreciate you for being part of the Blackwood Fire Network family. And also the great work that the God King Royal is doing with the Transatlantic Productions. Kindly also do check out that particular platform. The God King Royal is doing a great work with the team right there. And there is a lot of African history and material that you can find on tapvideos.com. I believe that is tapvideos.com, or also Transatlantic Productions on YouTube. So we lost you for a second there. I was wondering what happened. I thought maybe there was a problem on the end. You're saying something on the bigger scale? You're saying on the largest
Yeah.
bigger
Okay.
scale?
Yeah. But just going back to, we have to recognize the chess moves that are being made against us at all times. We can't sit here and look at it for the checkers on the veneer. So
Mm.
I'm wondering if this was a ploy to cause dissension and division between the Nigerians and African Americans, because as we've already seen the projections, Nigeria will be one of the most blackest, largest populated nations on the
Yeah.
planet in
Yeah.
the real near future. So
Yeah.
we have to consider the chess moves at play. Likewise, with this whole anti-Asian um, uh, propaganda that's being pushed that Black Americans are attacking Asians, I'm
Mm.
wondering if that's to cause division and dissension between the Asian communities or the Chinese community specifically and the Black American community, because these white people have done so much dirt, they've done so much wickedness that they can't help but accumulate enemies. So
Mm.
to keep their enemies from becoming allies, they have to
Yeah.
they have to set up these different things to cause dissension and to keep
Mm.
their enemies from becoming friends, amongst themselves. So I'm just
Mm.
saying this is just something you have to consider, because there's a lot of plays at play. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of agendas being implemented, and we just take it for face value, and it's a lot more conniving and meticulous planning behind the scenes that goes on behind all of these different outcomes that we're seeing.
I agree. I agree with you. There might be a bigger agenda, of course, pitching the African American or the Africans, trying to single out the Nigerian, and then try put them on try give them a more butter biscuits, or try put them on a pedestal such that they become airheads. And at the end of the day, they will use these particular Nigerians really to throw the African under the bus, whether be it in the USA, whether be it in on the continent itself. But yes, I do agree that is a thing we should also be checking in. But we have also seen even with Cynthia Rivo, all the same these things. I'm not saying that every other Nigerian is conning, but we have seen most of the time the Nigerians are doing the most to throw the black people under the bus. Cynthia Rivo was out there doing the most, playing the role of Harry Tubman, and actually doing it a lot of injustice. This man went ahead and said, I'll cancel the Black History Month in Michigan. It's offensive, unfair, maybe illegal. Americans from all backgrounds deserve a revered history. I'll declare it, and I will declare American History Month. And then on the site says the first Republican governor candidate for Michigan and all those other things. And then on the comments, I see someone says this man is in the sunken place. I also agree with that particular comment. He is actually in a sunken place, and he has not even given a thought on what is happening. Lando Winter, you are agreeing. You're saying it's all about keeping us confused in all aspects of life. Yes, that is why we cannot even agree on anything such as the Black History Month. Something as, of course, it has a lot of significance, but we are unable to agree even on small matters that can be able, to unite us. Everyone is pulling this side, the other one is pulling the other side, the other one is pulling the other side. We lack a code, we lack a collective African consciousness, and at the end of the day, the more divided we are, the more easily we are conquered as a black people. Anyway, let them hang down. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. You're saying peace, folks. Peace to you too. We're glad that you have joined us on the show, and we hope that everything is running, good for you and your family. Going on into a different matter, there had been the issue of the cancellation of student loans or student debt, and that was being pushed by Biden. And right now, as it is, also there is a push for making it free to access community college. I'm not really certain whether these will go along in terms of bridging the inequality, bridging the inequality between races. That is what I would like to know, perhaps from your end. Do you think that these are push for free access to community college will go towards bridging the gap, the inequality gap, when it comes to even education? Because as a black people, I do believe not just in the States, but even globally, there is a particular inequality that you do face, that people cannot be able to access the education to pursue education at the highest levels that they want to pursue, mainly because of the fees, the fees themselves, and also this particular kind of an inequality. The wife of Biden has also been one of the individuals said to be pushing for this particular project, and this is Jill Biden, who is pushing for free access to community college and training programs, saying the schools will be important part of Biden administration's effort to rebuild the economy. A long-time community project professor and advocate, the First Lady, say people are struggling to get by during the coronavirus-induced economic slump need access to these schools. and she says we have to get it done. So when it comes to the matters of bridging the gap, do you think that these are free access to community college will actually, be of a big significance, or do you think this is just another politicized issue?
I believe that this is a peripheral issue that they're using to distract us from receiving reparations. The money that is going to be lost or wasted for free college could be given to individuals. Let's just say, for example, that this equates to a $10,000 dollar amount. How come you can't
Yeah.
just give the individuals $10,000? But furthermore, what this equates to is one of these universal plans where everyone, one of these a rising tide lifts all boats type of ideologies, where they're trying to assist everyone instead of assisting the individuals who need help the most, which is the disenfranchised black community here in this nation. And specifically, since we have Nigerians and these, let me just tell the family something I found out that a lot of y'all don't know. A lot of our African brothers and sisters that come over here, they receive benefits from the government. Period, point blank. I know someone specifically, they receive like a stipend from the
Mm,
government. They, they,
mm,
they came here from an African country. They get all
yeah.
kind of free money. They
Mm.
don't the same shit that we don't get. They get that. I was chilling with this African girl, and I'm noticing she got all kind of Louis Vuitton, I'm saying, $2,000 Gucci glasses and shit. She live in a
Yes.
state sanctioned or state provided housing, so it's pretty much like government housing. But she got like $1,000, multi-$1,000 stuff,
She
Louis
also had
Vuitton
gorilla
bag.
glue. She also had gorilla glue. She also had some glue
No,
with her.
no, that girl was from that girl's from Louisiana. If she had the money this government provides to some of the African nationals that come here, I'm sure that the Gorilla Glue girl wouldn't have used Gorilla Glue. She would have used the real gel, and she would have used the most expensive type of gel she could have used, and it wouldn't have been no damn Gorilla Glue. The reason why she did that because she's ignorant for one, but I don't know, if poverty and knowing that she could possibly have a come up, because it's always the angle for a come up in this society. Everybody does so much for just looks and views and likes and followers and subscribers. It's like this society has changed, since I was born. People used to want to keep stuff on the low. Everybody
Yeah.
used to want to live a life that was incognito, where you wasn't out here, getting the most attention brought to you. But
Mm.
nowadays, it's like it's all about the most attention you can get, whether it's good attention or bad attention. Any attention is positive because you're getting that energy. So the world that we live in is a different world than the world I came up in. So sitting around watching what's going on, we basically live in a world of clowns nowadays. Nobody, or the majority of individuals that know how to be genuine, that's not promoted. They don't promote authenticity of people being genuine. We promote copycat bullshit society. Everybody's following whatever the challenge is. It used to be you had to be unique, but now everybody want to do whatever the TikTok challenge is or whatever the Twitter challenge. Oh, this old dumb shit,
Yeah,
and it
and
doesn't. It's a
the
distraction.
silhouette challenge, the dance start challenge, the burn your house challenge, and everything else that is stupid. And people are getting, getting all mixed up in all that kind of nonsense. I've also seen the society has changed in the way that even if there was someone drowning in a river and people are walking by, they will won't check out their phones and record it, and no one will actually be of any assistance. And you
Exactly.
might have in a house, and everyone is busy, getting out there.
Exactly. And with this situation here, with this schooling, with free
Yeah,
college, the
yeah,
majority of white individuals are the ones that have college debt right now. So if they
yeah.
was to get rid of college debt, now don't get me wrong, I paid off my student loans, all that, wow, wow, wow. And it's not because I paid off mine, I feel everybody else should pay off theirs. because some people have that mentality. I don't have that mentality. But what I do know is that the majority of white people are strapped right now due to college debt, due to financial debt, from them trying to go to school, whether they dropped out or if they completed it. The thing is the jobs do not pay at a rate that would make going to school even worth it. So consequently, it restricts what these white people can do economically in this society. So by them getting rid of college debt, all it's going to benefit for the most part is white society, and it's going to give them the ability to buy more things and secure more things, tangible things, land, property, housing, things of that nature, and it's going to further suppress and depress the black population in this nation. We're not going to benefit from them getting rid of school debt. We're not going to benefit from them giving out free schooling, because we still got to go to them and beg for a damn job, and they still see what we look like, and they still not going to give us a damn job. It don't matter if you got a PhD or whatever the hell you got. They still want to give a job to their friend's nephew before they want to give a job to your black ass. And so the fact of the matter is, we shouldn't be having to beg these motherfuckers for a job in the first damn place. We should be financially stable to where we have our own damn jobs, to where we can employ our own people. But thanks to the civil rights movement and them getting rid of segregation, this is the world that we're in. We're sitting here smiling in our enemies' faces, begging for a job, you know what I'm saying, eating shit. And this is it's bogus, if you ask me.
And I agree with you. And I see let him hand down says I tell it like it is. I also believe there's even a bigger problem when it comes to education sector itself, because people are just getting trained to become employees of these white people at the end of the day. You know, you might be going through the system. At the end of the day, when you come out of it, you only learn. You cannot be able even to have skills to start your own, your own business, or even to be able to be independent in whatsoever kind of a way. What you have been taught fully is go get that particular degree, college degree. Then go to get this particular place, be employed, and even when you get employed, like Azo says, there is also that glass ceiling. You cannot get past, you cannot get into the management level, and therefore you're just going to continue living another mediocre life at the end of the day, because you can only get as far. When you get to the managerial positions, there are only very, very few people who get to these particular managerial positions that are well paying. And if you even get to these particular managerial positions, most of the time you do not even have the real impact and power to be able to make lasting difference at the end of the day. And apart from even just getting people excited about college, free college access, community college access, I believe even perhaps there should be a fundamental focus on trying to have the system being changed, so that you can also have a training or a system that trains people to be much more independent than just waiting for these jobs that you're not even going to get at the end of the day. Orlando Winter, you go ahead.
One thing, Spice, I also want to say, instead of free community college, how come they're not offering free trade school? Because see, that's something that you actually can do something with. If you know plumbing, or if you know electrical work, if you know HVAC, heating, venting, air conditioning, if you know this type of stuff, you can actually employ yourself. You can go out in the market and you can market your skills, let people know, because everyone, within a community, you're going to have plumbing issues, you're going to have electrical issues, you're going to have all sorts of issues within specific households. And when you have this skill set, you can employ yourself. You don't have to go begging for a job. But see, that's why they don't want to offer that type of stuff. Everything is a catch-22, and it's about reinforcing the slave system. By you having all these degrees and begging somebody for a job, you still a slave. How you a slave with a master's degree? If you got a master's, you're supposed to be your own master. You're supposed to master your own destiny. You're not supposed to be with somebody with a master's running up talking about, oh, here's my resume, I got a lot of good references. That's bullshit.
There is also nothing perhaps been done to better the credit score of people in the black community, to just better matters in that particular kind of regard, or be able to empower them economically. I think it's not bad having free access to community college, but nonetheless, I don't think this is going to address matters at the end of the day to the level that to the level of creating or bridging the gap, or actually creating a level playing field for for the black people in whatever kinds of a state. Charles says every immigrant group that migrated to America received government handouts, and everyone else will be getting something. But really, General Musilo says, what happened to the slave-minded people are given an advantage to prosper in a wicked, perverted system. Yes, that is why you find these coons being placed in these different positions, but at the end of the day, they are just tools. They will be disposed when their work has been done. But they are given, yes, they are given that advantage.
Even by him being of immigrant descent, he has interests that are counter to our interests. Period. Point blank. Because like they were just saying, immigrants come to this country, they receive benefits that we do not receive. So as a result, they feel that they're better than us because they receive these benefits. But really, it's a diversionary tactic to divide and conquer. It's just like after slavery ended, and this nation was due to pay to pay us what they owe us. But to divert from paying us what they owe us, what did they do? They opened this land up to Europe, to all the whites, all these white immigrants can come and get free land and all this other shit. Because instead of giving us what they owed us, they wanted to divert away from that responsibility and to go ahead and say, well, we got to take care of all these other people. So now we fast forward to 2021, instead of giving us what they owe us, they're talking about all of these immigrants from Latin America and Mexico, and the Asians are being mistreated. It's the same damn tactics being repeated over and over and over, and we're too busy being caught up in the trend to actually step back and see this the same bullshit. And the reason why it's the same bullshit is because nothing ever changes within. As above, so below. We are dealing with the descendants of our slave masters, of our ancestors' owners. Therefore, these are the same people. They have the same vibration, the same frequency, they have the same actions and the same mentality. The only thing is there's a little bit more technology, so they're being captured on camera doing this shit, but within, they're the same people. They think the same way, they feel the same way, and they behave exactly the same way.
And I agree with that particular matter. You're saying, I see a sister says, yes, they have sold as education, or they have the resources and control the plantation. That at the end of the day is really just have black people working for them at whatever levels, and you cannot even get past those. You cannot even get to those managerial positions. And I was just wondering, when there was the ending of slavery, and there was that particular system, which is segregation. Did the black people or the black community really just have their own educational system, or are they still using the white man's education system? Because perhaps at that particular point there would have been the development of a different kind of a curriculum or a different kind of an education system, really to favor black people, to enable them also, fast track their progress into getting economic prosperity. I'm not well aware if the system was different, or if
prior to segregation ending, the blacks had their own curriculum. And the thing was, is they was taught by black teachers who actually cared that they actually got the lesson more than these white teachers. So they went from being taught by someone who looks like them, who actually cared about their betterment, to being trained or indoctrinated. So that's the difference. You're being taught versus being indoctrinated. Pre-segregation ending, they were taught. Once segregation ended and integration began, they became indoctrinated. And with indoctrination, you're more dependent on the system instead of being self-reliant and making your own way.
Then that is where all the problem, of course, I believe, began, because once you are brainwashed and are put in the pipeline, then it actually, there is no getting out for you. Nishpen is saying exactly white supremacy nonsense, and you're saying they have sold as education. Yeah, I got that comment earlier. Sister Michelle, you're saying hello, Spikes, and Keith, hello to you too. You're also saying hello to everyone. I believe that you are doing well. And also Charles 91771. Thank you for joining us on this particular broadcaster of the Black Hot Fire Network Africa Today show. And of course, going back into the matter of what is going on right now in different aspects, and also the topic of the day, I want to share with us what was happening in Louisiana. I said yesterday we were in Louisiana because we were talking about the matter of that gorilla glue lady and the situation that she finds herself in right now. But for now, we're going back to Louisiana because there has been the rescue, of one particular alleged kidnapped child. And these was done by two sanitation workers as they were going about their business, and they happened to come across, they happened to help the police save this particular one. This, of course, was Diane Merrick and Brandon Anton, who helped rescue the 10-year-old girl who was allegedly abducted in Louisiana. And we have had so many cases of incidences where we're hearing about children, children not being, children just being abducted. And I believe some of these particular children are being abducted, maybe even being put in a pedophile rings. You might not know what happens to these particular children once they are kidnapped, or even some of them might even be involved on programs where there is organ harvesting once they have actually been kidnapped. And American and Anton were on their shift early Monday when they spotted a car matching the description of a sedan in an amber alert they received a day prior. After recognizing the car, they pulled over their garbage truck on the wrong side of the highway to block the vehicle and called 911. Merrick documented part of the encounter on a Facebook Live and captured a police taking the man into custody. Let me show this briefly, and we shall continue the discussion. How can we keep children safe these days that we do have all these things happening?
Man, bruh, I was on my trash route. I just seen this great car parked in the field. There was a dude who had a little 10-year-old girl. I just saved that little girl life, bro. I just saved that little girl life, bro. Thank God, bro. They got him now. Come on, man. I'm glad they got it, man. That's a blessing, man. They saved that little girl thanks to two Pelican drivers, man.
Thank y'all, fellas. Don't leave just yet, because we're gonna need to get some information from y'all, all right?
Got you, man. Man, I'm serious, man. That's sad, dog. That's sad, cuz. I say that little girl life, man. Little girl that 10 years old, man. On my job, dog. On my job. Amber Alert this morning. Come on, man. Silver car and everything, bro. Y'all need to say this shit, dog. Like, for real. Like, man, that's why I tell people, dog. People always want, man, that's wild, cuz. And like I said, people act like they see stuff, but they don't want to say nothing. Man, look, the car right there, the little girl's safe right now. She's safe right now. She's safe, bro. Thank God, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a little girl. You know what I mean? On my job, doing what I gotta do, dog. You know what I mean? Bruh. I just told my what you call it. I say, man, look, check this out. You know what I mean? That's God, bro. That's what.
That was the brother talking about what did happen. And of course, the suspect was identified as a 33-year-old Michael Roy Serio. And he was arrested for aggravated kidnapping, according to the police. The Iberia Parish Department's online sex offender registry has a Michael Roy Serio, but police wouldn't confirm the man arrested was him, according to this particular report that was given by CBS affiliate WWL TV. There's so many things happening because right now you might, the children are not really safe, especially with all these different pedophile rings. That might be just about it.
And they're not going to show on the news. They're not going to show on the news that these black men saved this little girl because they're too busy promoting this agenda that we are the predators. We're the ones that's out here doing all this, sex crimes and attacking people. So it goes against the media's agenda for them to promote this and for this to receive national news coverage, which I haven't even heard about this. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. The media is full of shit all the time. They're trying to promote nonsense. I'm glad that these men were able to save that little girl because you can just see the surroundings. It looked like somewhere where you would find the body, you know what I mean? After the guy did whatever he was going to do to that child, he was going to leave her body out there in that swamp. So I'm glad they was able to find her. But yeah, this is some bullshit that we need to hear about nationwide. And I'm glad that you guys are covering it this morning, Spikes.
It's actually a positive thing because if perhaps, like you said, that particular child was not saved at the moment that she was rescued, You never know whether it will be organ harvesting. You never know whether it will be, being assaulted sexually and left for the dead, something like that. You never know what might have been. But they say on their documents there is also someone almost in the same name. They haven't confirmed whether it's the same individual, Michael Serial, or whether it's a different individual who is of course in their sex offenders online sex offenders registry. It's hard to ascertain whether it's the same individual. But I think perhaps it might be the same because it's Michael Roy Serial, who was on their registry, and they also have now this particular one, the one the same name, Michael Roy Serial.
Why I say, man, that man is real. A lot of people don't believe in him, but hey, they need to stop believing in him, cuz they got that little girl, cuz. Sad, dog. And I don't feel bad. I swear I don't do that to the fucking child, man. Bro, we just got that little girl, man.
And of course, that's a good thing that they were able to save the young girl, the 10-year-old girl. But it's also important that people be aware of these things happening in the community. People might just go missing, and you're wondering where they were taken to. Might be the pedophile ring, and we have seen some of these pedophile rings actually even go all the way to the top. Not just maybe perhaps he was he was taking her somewhere where they had been an order. Let me just call it an order in quotes, or somewhere they are being just taken to be sold into sex or be put in as a sex trafficking ring. You never know what that particular one might have ended up being. But nonetheless, I see some comments, and I see Monique Hill. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. You're saying that girl is very lucky, and real on the field says I'm not posting a damn thing. Peace. Bomb enough says peace and love, black and far family, peace and love to you too. And you saying what a blessing these men were there to the child. He deserves our props. Yes, he does. General School says exactly as though they're trying to demonize a black man and make white men look like saviors. That has been the kind of a thing that has been played at the end of, every other time. It's the other way around. Make the demonize the black man and then make the white men look like the heroes. If it were in fact, these are beasts that did save a child from a black man, assuming it was on the reverse, assuming the situation was actually very, very different, and we did have maybe a black man found having abducted this particular girl. These would have been on the mainstream media. These would have actually been put out on the front pages of all these other media, the Fox, CNN, and all these different platforms, and made to push the same kind of a narrative. But rather, let's talking about the narrative that has been used on black men. We do have the case of RKelly. RKelly right now, as it is, they are saying that the case has been postponed yet another time. I think this is the fourth time the postponement of the hearing is happening, and I suspect there is also something going on, because it's not really very normal for these cases, especially cases involving high or popular individuals, really just being postponed every other time. But nonetheless, it has been pushed again. The RK New York RKelly trial has been pushed again over COVID-19 concerns, and this is according to the ABC Chicago yesterday, February 10th, and they are saying that there has been some concerns regarding regarding his case, because of the key trials and charges he recruited underage girls for sex. Was initially said to be on April, but right now it has been pushed, I believe, to August once again.
Racketeering trial of R&B singer R. Kelly in New York has been pushed back again, and that could impact his case in Chicago. Kelly's trial on charges he recruited underage girls for sex was initially set to start in April, but the judge says holding a jury trial in a pandemic is not realistic, so the trial date has been pushed to August. Kelly is supposed to go on trial on separate charges in Chicago in September, but his lawyer says that too is unlikely.
That is, of course, what's happening with the situation with RKelly, but I do say that there might be also something.
In this morning news that changing how we wear masks could help protect us from COVID.
Sorry about that. I was saying that even this particular. So go on.
I was just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if R. Kelly ass die from COVID before he have trial, because he might have some information that's gonna get some big wigs in trouble. You know what I mean? And they trying to keep all of that from coming out. I'm just saying, this is very suspicious. They keep delaying the trial like that. If it's an open and shut racketeering child, why is it racketeering and not child molestation? Child endangerment. Why is it racketeering? That sounds like that's a diversionary anyway. Like, how come they not sticking to the most heinous and offensive crime, which is child molestation? He married Aaliyah when she was a minor. How come they're not looking all into that? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe that's gonna get the county court in trouble too because they signed off on it. I'm just saying this is the type of stuff we need to consider. Think we done lost Spikes. Yeah, I grew up listening to R. Kelly, and from the beginning, we knew that this dude's been on some pervert type stuff. To what degree we didn't know, but we knew the stuff didn't add up. You know what I mean? He married Aaliyah when she was young. He peed on that girl. After he peed on that girl, that video came out. I'd never listened to another R. Kelly song. It might have been on the radio or something, but I definitely stopped buying his music. So, because there wasn't no way around that. But obviously, he didn't, the powers that be didn't find that video to be damning enough or enough evidence to bring him in at that time and definitely convict him because he was walking in and out of court on similar charges for the longest, giving young girls diseases and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, we live in a sick society, and the celebrities or the people that we call celebrities looking up to these these celestial individuals are just perverts too. So we're giving our energy to a lot of version and don't even know it. But that's why we are in the world that we're in, and the things that are taking place take place because it's a low vibrational world that we live in, and they're feeding on us like a tick on a dog, and we're all too eager to give our attention and energy to the nonsense. I don't know if let me see what y'all saying in the chat room here. Oh yeah, definitely it's a sick society. I don't know if Spikes and Keith gonna come back today, y'all. I do not know, but I don't even really know what the topic of the show today was, but I will start looking at some of these. One thing I wanted to talk about, I saw this article like the Senegal's best student who went missing in France, and so this Senegalese student who was the top student in Senegal went to France for school, for college, or I don't know if she was in hold on. I guess she was in high school. Yeah, she's 20 years old. She's 20 years old, but she's in a French high school, which makes no sense to me. If she's the top student, 20 years old, how is she still in high school? I don't know. Maybe they have an age different when they start school out there. But the thing I really saw in this is, why are African nations sending their top students to European nations to be indoctrinated? Why? It's like a brain drain where you're sending your smartest and brightest to European nations so their mentalities can be corrupted, or so they can be undermined and second guessed, so they can feel less of themselves. Or they went into this system feeling very smart, feeling like they were the top from their nation, but only to go around their enemies to be told that you're nothing, you're silly, you're dumb. And they're not going to say it directly like that, of course, but they're going to make all of these suggestions to make the young girl question herself. And that's not something that's nurturing to a child or to anyone. And that's what we all have to deal with. So anyways, long story short, this girl went missing, because she was about to have a nervous breakdown. Essentially, she was about to have a nervous breakdown, and she ran away to the embassy, to the Senegalese embassy, to try to get her mind back together. And now she's went back home to Senegal. But the thing was is what kind of trauma she's experienced, because something she had to experience something for her to go missing. You know what I mean? They had to do something, say something to her that was not something that made her feel good. It didn't vibrate well with her, whatever they was doing. But this is the type of stuff we need to stop doing, not just in Senegal, because really we do the same thing when we take our children or allow our children to be educated by our enemies in this system without laying a foundation and letting them know what they're finna come across and what they're going to endure during this process called Western education. We have to let our children know that what they're going to hear is not fully true, because what the truth really is, and we have to debrief. We have to learn how to debrief our children when they get home from a day of school, from a day of interacting with our open enemies. We have to learn how to talk to our children, let them know that we care, and not just, oh, how's your grades? Oh, you doing good? Okay. Because really doing good is not doing good. Them doing good in this system means that they're being pulled away from our natural system. So we have to be sure to lay that foundation and speak with our children about what's real versus what you have to do just to make it through these people's system. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have to say, George Washington was the first president of the United States, when in actuality, he wasn't the first president of the United States. But you might have to say that just to get along to pass in these people's system. But see, this is the type of stuff we have to start letting our children know from the beginning. So when they get on the job, they not full-fledged coons willing to do any and everything to appease massa, to get a white person's approval. We have to lay the foundation and let our children know who and what they really are, so they can go out and get it themselves and provide for themselves and link up with like-minded people from their community, instead of trying to be the lapdog of white supremacy, like too many of our children are basically being taught. We all being taught that without it being directly said. You can't blame a coon for being a coon, because this society promotes coonish behavior. This society promotes faggot ass behavior. Little sissy, sassy ass niggas. This society promotes that shit. So you have to counter it by speaking to your children about what's real, because otherwise they just gonna be victims to the game. The game is wide open. Everybody's running it. You're running game for this, you're running game for that. You need to run game for the truth, and run game for your people and your family to be right. Because if you're not running the game and laying it down right, they gonna be victims of the game, no matter what that game is. You back, Keith? Or is that Mr. X or Spikes? I'm gonna call everybody out.
Nah, that's me. I don't
Okay.
know if you guys can. I don't know if you guys can hear me now. I still might be in a bad area. That's why I had to get out, because I couldn't. At a delay, and I was in a bad area. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Okay. What happened to Spike? Did I Spike?
Yeah, he
Change.
fell off.
God, I'm going to change the internet. I didn't change the internet. I don't know how many times over there in Kenya. Each time, look, I get a worse company. Shit, try to get a better company. Every time I go with somebody new, shit get worse. Shit crazy. But if you guys caught Cammy's little episode, I'm gonna have them going more out in the field, but she didn't have her damn phone on landscape. That's why when she did the thing, she couldn't turn her phone on landscape. So that's why it was all messed up, the footage. But I'm gonna have Cam and Spike go out into the damn community and in the city so we get more footage in the city and work out there. Wait, you guys got listen. I went back and watched the video. She doesn't mean $10 for the house. She means $100. She her Kenyan shillings to American dollars is off. It's $100. When she said $10, she meant 100. When she said $23, she meant $230. For a three-bedroom home, she meant $230, not $23. I was like, oh well, what? Well, we gotta wait. We gotta wait. Okay, I'm coming. So it's, hold on, hold on. Give me a second.
I don't know. Chief, did you click over or something?
Now go ahead. I'm talking to this dude. Go ahead. Go up for a second. Let me give me a
Oh,
minute.
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Um, gonna talk about because we're gonna be going in another direction in a little bit. I don't want to get too deep into something. Okay. Well, one thing I wanted to touch on right quick. I don't know if you all seen where they were saying how the AstraZeneca shot was totally ineffective in to the Colt 45, and it actually increases the people who receive the shots likelihood of contracting Colt 45. So, and apparently some people then died on the continent from that particular vaccine. So, if you're looking at potentially getting it, I wouldn't take that one if I was you. Which I'm thinking the majority of y'all probably, I don't know where you guys rock with that, but I know I'm not gonna play with these people and their bogus chemistry set that they putting in people. And really it's experimental. So that's really something that you can bring up, that the whole shot is experimental. So if they try to mandate something, you shouldn't be mandated to participate in an experiment. Let me see here. I had. Let me see what this article is here. This is something that happened over in the UK. Oh, I don't know if you guys read about this. This I don't know if he's an actor. I think he's an actor. This dude named Army Hammer. Army Hammer. That sounds like Arm and Hammer, don't it? But this dude's name is Army Hammer. He was putting on social media how he want to kill women and eat them, and he has like sexual fantasies of BDSM, as well as allegation of cannibalism. So this is the guy that was on. Let me see what movie this dude was on. So he was on some role. He was playing alongside Jennifer Lopez. I don't know. I don't keep up with these folks. It's some white dude, but he crazy as hell. But this is what I'm talking about: the perversion and the sickness in this world. Like, cause if you look at this dude, with the shit that they alleging against him, you would swear he looked like Ozzy Osbourne or Marilyn Manson or some one of these crazy gothic looking dudes, right? With all black makeup and shit. But no, he's a regular looking, you know, regular looking white cracker. You know, whether it be Ben Affleck or one of these type of dudes, he looked like one of them. But he talking about killing and eating folks. So this is what I'm saying, like. It reminds me of what I told my son one time when I was telling him, my youngest son, I was telling him how monsters look like regular people. You know what I'm saying? They got you thinking monsters they got horns and fangs and all this old kind of nonsense when they don't. You know, monsters got hair that flow in the wind and they get lice and shit. You know what I mean? Like real monsters, they look like your everyday person. So this is the stuff that they need to stop lying. Like this stuff is real dangerous to children, and when you have them thinking that these monsters and creatures look a certain way and behave a certain way, when it's your preacher. You know what I'm saying? It's your Baptist minister that's molesting little girls, and it's your Catholic priest and all this. These is the real monsters.
Who they found out had that little girl?
Oh, it was some dude in Louisiana. Spice didn't play the whole video, but the guy was talking. They didn't zoom in on him.
Spike,
The guy's name is
Spike don't never
Michael.
play the whole. Spike don't never play the whole
Yeah, the
video.
guy's name was Michael Roy Serial, and I looked him up on Facebook, and it's a brother. But the guy on Facebook looked older than 33, but it was only one dude, and he happened to be in Louisiana too. So the likelihood of it all being a different person is pretty high. I'm thinking that's who I saw. But the motherfucker had like a full gray bearded mustache, and I'm thinking for 33 years old,
At
he looked
30,
old. At 30
at
for
30, got it.
33. Yeah, so but you never know. Some people premature gray like that too. So you never
That's
know.
true too. That's true. That's true. But do they got any history on this guy? Is it known
Well,
child molester?
the guy that I saw on Facebook, he actually works for the city. So, you know, like I said, Spike's on the play like 5 minutes of it. So we didn't really get into it like
Spike's on the,
that.
Spike's always he drive me crazy with that. You know, you don't never play, you don't never get to the context of the damn meaning why we got the video on. It has to turn the video off. Spike, we're not at the point where we know what's going on. Shit, drive
Yeah.
me absolutely crazy.
So right
Yeah,
here on his Facebook page, it says he studied at Southern University and A&M College, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Um, yeah, don't say much else about him. Yeah, self-employed. He
so they
says he's
found
self-employed.
okay. So they found a little girl in Baton Rouge, or did he take her out of Baton Rouge somewhere in the country area, some damn
Yeah,
way?
it looked like a swamp, like in the country in the
Yeah,
swamp somewhere, and they was
yeah,
like, It looked like he was up there, definitely up to no good. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah. Because if anybody's been to Baton Rouge, they know a little bit north of there is all swampland, and especially if you go like north, a little bit northwest of Baton Rouge, out there on 90. That's what it looked like when I seen a part of when the Spikes was playing. You know, that's all swamp, marshy land area right up in there. So it's all kind of shit happen out there. Nobody knows what's going on. So he knew what the hell he was taking her at. Shit. So
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a perfect location for a body being, hid
yeah,
out there. And
exactly.
then, ain't no telling if they got alligators and all that shit out there. So the body could have been disposed of completely by gators.
Yeah, they damn sure do. The funny part about it is that I'm glad the brothers called it. I wonder what made them think that the car looked suspicious, because you got a lot of
Well,
unattended to vehicles out there.
they said it was a Amber Alert out for the vehicle to look out for that particular
Oh,
vehicle, and it was a
okay.
silver car. So the other thing, the
What
car
for
was
black?
silver. So
I've never seen one Amber Alert out for nobody black. And I'm not trying to be funny ever. If you guys have, I haven't.
was it a
Okay,
black girl, the 10-year-old?
I just assumed she was black, come from Baton Rouge. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even know. Does anybody know the race of the girl in the chat room? That's a good question. I just assume. That's what I get for assuming shit. That's what I get for assuming. Does anybody know the racial makeup of this young lady? Was she black? Was she white? I should. Okay, she was black. All right, Michelle, thanks. Because yeah, usually when you got an Amber Alert, there's nobody black. There's no black women on the Amber Alert list. Sadly enough. So hey, that might have been a glitch in the system. That young lady was lucky all the way around. She had some angels on her shoulder or something, because she's lucky. Usually you'll get no Amber Alert, and when you do, they don't get caught anyway. So
The dudes that found her kept talking about, that's God. That was God. I'm like, that was you, clown. You found her. God didn't find her.
I got that. Also, you got to put all kind of extras on that stuff out there. Jesus tapped me on my shoulder. Hey, boy, you see that car? It's got a pedophile in there with a kid. I said, what? Lord? What you saying? I said, go get that pedophile. Oh, God, of crazy.
Yeah.
That's how God be working in mysterious ways through me. Did they get her before he harmed her? Were they able to get the girl before anything transpired? We probably don't know. Spike cut the video, huh?
Yeah, it didn't show all of that. And plus, I'm thinking she's a minor, so they're not gonna go into all of that. You know what I'm saying? She's only 10 years old.
Where did he snatch her up from? Is it somebody that could?
Keith done fell off. Think he coming back.
Anybody know? Oh shit! Did I drop again?
Yeah, you dropped, but now you back.
Okay. Yes, I'm in a
back.
bad area.
Yeah.
I keep dropping. I asked this question. I asked the question: did anybody know where he picked her up from? Because usually 10-year-old girls are pretty smart. They don't go with people that they don't know 9 times out of 10. Is it somebody that she know? Did he hang around the neighborhood, around areas that she was traveling, or did he snatch her off the street? When she's walking by, he snatched her off the street. Okay, he was at the party. What party? 10-year-old? A family party. So yeah, so somebody they knew. Okay, I knew it. There's always somebody that's known. So he's at the family party. Hey, fam, you're going to start making sure who you're allowed to come in at your party. You're going to vet your parties a little better than that. Have your child snatch at a party is scary as hell.
And that means that grown folks weren't paying attention neither.
Exactly what that means. That's some scary shit. Have a child snatch at a party. That's why I want to know where did he get his hands on that child. Because wow. I gotta do a background search. Look, all my kids are grown now. Yeah, I gotta do a background search on you. I gotta do a background search.
The real question, Keith, is
I gotta
how
get
the hell they having a party with them many people where some shit like that can happen, and it's supposed to be fucking social distancing during this pandemic. Niggas be loving the party till some bullshit.
that's true. Party, party, party. Black people not gonna stop their partying with some fake pandemic. Black people, hey, they're not gonna stop their partying. They're not gonna stop their partying for some fake pandemic. They're just not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. So, I'm happy that they found her because like I said, she taken it out there. He was gonna do some damage and most likely murder this young girl. So, some twisted up 33-year-old man's mind. How twisted can you be at 33 years old?
You know he was gonna have to kill her because she knew who he was.
Yeah.
And she was last seen
Exactly.
with him. So he was gonna have to cover his tracks and say, "Oh, I took her over here. I ain't seen her since." And he done really killed her in the swamp. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. He's gonna have to kill her because he's a known. He was a known entity. He was a known entity to her, and so damn, we're gonna have to. Hey, we can't party like it's 1999 and it's 2021. We got to keep our eyes abreast of what's going on. You got to make sure you know who you're inviting around your children. I mean, you just can't. I've never been that kind of cat. I don't know you personally. I can't invite you to be around me and mine. I've always been like that. You can't. I can't mess with you. I don't know you personally. My kid comes and say, "Oh, I know him from work." I say, "I don't know his ass." Tell him no. "Oh, you always tripping." I don't give a fuck who's tripping. You tell his ass no. I don't know him. That's what you got to do. Those are your children. You don't know who or what they thinking while they're around your children. And like I said,
exactly.
it's a big thing for black body part. We're not gonna try to get on some damn real shit here because we always get taken down. Black children, telling you, are at a premium, I should say, because of your organ donors and your adrenochrome, which is real. They said they had uptick this summer. I was going back doing the research. I was going to do a show again. Uptick in black people missing again. I'm like, oh, how about that? From last summer. Uptick in black people missing again. Where are these people missing? Where are these people going at? They're always black that they're missing. And never being found, never being heard of again. I'm not saying this guy was on that kind of bullshit, but that's what's going on in the black community. And black people are completely oblivious, those that we party, completely oblivious that your children are at a premium.
And
your
that's
children
why
at a premium.
That's why black people, I don't play that blood donating shit and giving blood and all that.
Not no more.
Fuck around here and let you be a perfect match for some billionaire. Let your ass be a perfect match for a billionaire, and they got heart problems. Your ass finna be up out of here.
I used to do that. I used to do it not knowing the rep when I wasn't woke years ago. I'm be a good guy, put on my license, organ donation and blood and all that. Hell no. Once I got woke, I took all that shit. About 20 years ago. About 20 years ago now, when I went back to get my license renewed. It don't cost you nothing. Yeah, it don't cost me nothing but my life. Yeah. Exactly what those saying. Because they got access to all those databases. You'll end up murder, you end up in some heinous car accident where where all your organs are left clean.
And this is something that never made sense to me. This was one thing that never made sense to me. So you go to the hospital, let's say you've had a horrible accident, you in a coma, Eventually, you die. Now, you was a organ donor. Before your body dies, they harvest your body for all of the viable organs that they can use. Right
You
now,
know they did.
all of
You know
those
they did.
organs all of those organs have a dollar value associated with them because people aren't getting your heart for free. People aren't getting your liver for free. They're not getting
Tens
your
of dollars.
corneas and all this shit, and then they get all this from your body for free. But then they turn around after they made all this money from your body that you gave these organs you donated. They want to give your family a fucking medical bill, which makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Because your
saying?
family don't know. Because your family don't know they're taking out. It's wicked. Your family don't know they took all these damn organs. They crying and boo-hooing and shit. Don't have enough common sense. Hey, I want to open up his body and see. Black people are always scary about every damn thing. Oh Lord, Jesus, don't now. We were about to let him. He's gone. Rest in peace. He a big
But
ass
I'm
bill ain't
saying,
stole all this,
it,
harvest all the damn
it,
organs.
even if your family know that you was an organ donor and they know what organs they took, why are they giving your family a medical bill when they made $1 million off of your body?
Millions of dollars, man. It's millions. Right? I don't know because it's a crooked system. How about that?
It's a hustle.
It's about
It's a
why it's
fucking
crooked.
hustle.
I mean, it's a crooked ass, crooked ass system. And just like with the genocide going over in northern Ethiopia, they've already told you organ harvesting on the fleet. That's how you know it's some Israeli Ashkenazim shit going on. Organ harvesting is the main thing already during this genocide. Now that means they already were preparing to commit this genocide. All of a sudden you're gonna know because to kill somebody, to take the organs, you got to kill them in a certain way to make sure you preserve those organs. So they're not just in there just shooting motherfuckers all up, destroying all the organs. There's always these conflicts where you got melanated people and their organs are at risk. Right? We know what happened in Libya, organ harvesting with Obama. No good ass. You know, having Gaddafi murdered and all those black bodies piled up in the street for organs. Man, black men, women, and children with slits from their belly button all the way up to the damn neck. Slit open. And you got these Negroes talking about they still love Obama. You sound crazy as cat shit. You know, I always tell black people that any kind of crisis dealing with you, no matter where you're at, because they still haven't found the missing people. Ain't it funny? We got Hurricane Katrina was 16 years ago. You got missing people and missing children from Hurricane Katrina. And don't think they didn't end up as somebody's goddamn child sacrifice, somebody's adrenochrome cup. Right? You got children still missing. I mean, they're gone now because they being adults. That was 2005, Hurricane Katrina down there in New Orleans. You had a bunch of missing children no one talks about no more. No one talks about them. They were never found. They were never accounted for. They didn't drown. They didn't drown in Hurricane Katrina. They were taken someplace, as the family said, never to be heard from again.
But yet these motherfuckers, these motherfuckers looking for an apology for these immigrant children that's missing. The government owe apologies and money, and they done did the same damn thing to people who was already here. They didn't illegally come into the country.
Mm-hmm. We gotta feel sad about them. Oh my God, what's going on with little Hector and Gonzalez and damn Burrito? Got missing black children. It's 15, 16 years. Every time there's a black crisis, I don't care where you're at. Black people, you're not safe. Your children not safe, whether you're in America, Haiti, whatever. Your organs are meant to be harvested, or the blood of children is meant to be drunk. And these are not conspiracy theories. This is real. You know, the idiots want to believe that they're not things not interdimensional. Why people drinking adrenochrome? Too many people telling you that that's real. That's a real thing. All these children, all these black children missing. Like I went back and looked at the the children's database for the FBI getting how uptick last summer again. Black children was higher than normal again every year. Those children never being counted for. No one's ever finding them. The news is not mentioning them. So where are these children going then? How are all these children just disappearing from the streets? Black children, black boys, and black girls.
Keith,
How are they just missing?
They was
Go ahead,
raptured by
brother.
merciful. They was all raptured by merciful Jesus. You digitizing
Immigrant
right
children,
now,
I
Keith.
haven't seen that lately.
Yeah, family. We need to recognize the nature of what's going on. These people using our body parts to extend their existence in this dimension. And the fact that people let their children go around unattended, that's crazy. I don't care how old your child is. If your child is a child, you need to keep an eye on your child. It's as simple as that. There's nothing in this world more important than your child, but we got people sending their children outside. Go on outside and play. Go on, get from under me. You're getting on my nerves. And they'll send their children outside knowing that they live in a community where they like probably one of or two black families. Like if you live in a situation like that, and even if you live in a black community, there's dangers always, no matter if it's the police or if it's people within the community. You need to keep an eye on your child at all times. Nothing on TV, on the radio, or anything like that is more important than the safety of your child or your family member if it's not your child. If it's a minor, you need to keep an eye on it. And the same thing applies for men looking out for women. We have to look out for sisters. Even when they grown and think they know what they doing and this and that, if you out in the world and you see a black woman in a situation, you need to try to keep an eye on it. If you can intervene. But I understand that there's domestic situations where you try to intervene and you might end up becoming the one that's getting shot because you try to stop a dude from whooping a woman. Well, if that's the case, then you need to be prepared to handle the situation and be able to diffuse it the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? Like if I seen and I've seen stuff like this before. I've seen a man hitting on a woman, and I didn't walk up and say, "Hey, what's going on here?" I seen a man hitting on a woman. I walked up and I busted his ass upside the head to neutralize the situation. I don't walk around with a gun. I don't have guns and knives, but I bet you if I hit somebody hard enough, I can knock their ass out. So if I see a man hitting a woman or mistreating children or doing something crazy and they not his, I'm gonna neutralize that situation. It's as simple as that. We need to not be scared, not be worried about the police, because we got to take care of ours. Period, point blank. We have to take care of ours and within reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I've always carried myself, and we can't live our life being worried and concerned about repercussions when we doing what's righteous. You know what I'm saying? If you live a righteous life, then shit, it's better to go and go out behind something righteous than to live a whole life on some coward type tip. Don't yeah, you 300 years old, but you've been living living in the shadows, being a coward, versus you made it to 25 and you died stopping some pervert from molesting children. Which, I mean, come on, we got the value on certain things. A long life don't mean nothing if you live in a life that's not purposeful. Let's see what y'all say here. General Mosquito say he been seeing missing children on milk cartons for as long as he can remember. Me too. They don't even put them on the milk cartons no more, General Mosquito, because they couldn't make enough milk cartons to keep up with all the children that weren't being found. I don't know where they post missing children at now. It's definitely not on milk cartons. Monique say, and they never did speak about that young man that was found in the sugarcane field, Quan Jones, and that beast took from his mother's. Well, they just Monique, I just seen the other day where the mom was arrested, and I don't know what type of charges she's gonna be facing, but they haven't told us what he died from neither. They trying to say he died from drowning in a sugarcane field in a drainage ditch. I don't know how deep that drainage ditch was, but what I can tell you is during the period of time when he went missing, there's no agriculture taking place in that part of the country, and definitely not in a sugarcane field. And therefore, the drainage ditch should not have had a lot of water in it. But they're saying that he drowned in the drainage ditch. I think they said something like the water was ankle deep, if that deep, ankle level, and then he had some injuries to his face that the coroner tried to rule were uh, after he died and post mortem, and they tried to say that it was some aquatic wildlife that ate his face, ate part of his face. I guess they can say some snapping turtles or some ate part of his face. How did this boy get in that drainage ditch? And if he was already dead, went in the drainage ditch, how did he die? See, these are the type of questions we're not getting. We're not gonna get, you know, and yet there's no memorandum passed to protect our children or anything. That's that bogus shit. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm trying to see what's on the news right now. What these folks is talking about on Yahoo. It looks like they got Gorilla Glue hair mishap comes to an end, highlights lack of awareness about black hair care. See, this the bullshit, y'all. This is some completely take away from what's really going on. This is why our issues aren't ever taken serious. Let me read this story to y'all. So y'all can comment on this. It says all Tessica Brown wanted was for her hair to be laid. I bullshit you not. This is what it says. All Tessica Brown wanted was for her hair to be laid. But they talking about black hair. Black hair don't lay, stupid. I believe the afro defies gravity, but anyways, all she wanted was her hair to be laid, but instead, she found herself in a scary, sticky situation. Brown went viral when her turned to social media for help after using heavy duty Gorilla Glue spray on her hair to keep it in place after running out of got to be glued hairspray, which she noted was a bad idea. On Thursday, TMZ shared footage of Brown after she finally had the glue removed from with the help of a plastic surgeon. The woman, who's been dubbed Gorilla Glue Girl, says she washed her hair 15 times to no avail. Since February 3rd, Brown has amazed a large following of from stars to plastic surgeons and celebrity hairstylists, all invested in how her story plays out. And though Brown's circumstance may be on the extreme end of the spectrum, it speaks to how little people understand when it comes to black hair. how much little how little people understand when it comes to black hair and the trials black women have to go through to find adequate products. I'm sure all y'all sisters listening done used Gorilla Glue a couple times like this fool. Hello? Oh my goodness, I had an extra window. Can y'all hear me? That's crazy. I thought I was disconnected. I think I'm gonna have to start opening up multiple windows. If y'all can hear me, let me know. Okay. I'm gonna go back to that article I was reading. Uh, okay. Since February 3rd, Brown has amassed a large following from stars to plastic surgeons and celebrity hairstylists, all invested in how her story plays out. And though Brown's circumstance may be on the extreme end of the spectrum, it speaks to how little people understand when it comes to black hair care and the trials black women have to go through to find adequate products. Some people on Twitter criticize Brown, asking who in their right mind would use Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue isn't even on the hair aisle in the hair store or the grocery store. Gorilla Glue is located in the hardware section. She knew better, wrote one Twitter user. However, the reality is that sometimes black women need to venture outside of the hair care aisle to find products that work. Mayonnaise, olive oil, and avocados are all used for hairstyling purposes. And Twitter you said, oh my God. And Twitter user Jennifer Rose NYC pointed out how certain hair products even resemble food products. These people are crazy. Another person noted if Brown's Gorilla Glue technique had actually worked, people would have rushed to pick up a can themselves. Monet Everett, celebrity hairstylist and creator of Texture Style Awards, said many people do many people, not just black women, are looking for the stiffiest the stiffiest possible hairspray to to keep their style intact. The Get Out of Your Own Way author said black people spend billions on hair products and it can be tough to locate products for black hair. Eh, these people are just so retarded. Why is it so hard to find products for black hair? Why is it so hard to find products for black hair? My goodness. I have never heard of a black woman say, it's so hard to find products for my hair. I've never heard that. I promise you, I've never heard that. Because there's so much stuff you can put on your hair. And in addition, I've never seen no black people put mayonnaise on their hair. If you was gonna put some mayonnaise on your hair, maybe you use it for conditioner or something, and you rinse that mess out because it got grease in it. So okay, but who's using mayonnaise in their hair? I know nobody in the South is using mayonnaise in their damn hair. You gonna have all kind of flies messing with you. Who y'all using mayonnaise in y'all hair? Any sisters in the chat has any of y'all ever used mayonnaise in your hair? Let me know, please. This is some nonsense. I've heard about white folks using eggs in their hair, egg yolk or some shit because it's like the protein or something. I've never even seen black folks put egg in their hair, but I've seen it on TV and YouTube where white folks use egg in their hair and they rinse it out or whatever. But just what I'm saying, light bearers say hell no, nobody's using mayonnaise in their damn hair. Okay, I can see olive oil because that's oil. I can see olive oil, but you ain't using no damn fish grease. You're not gonna put mayonnaise and fish grease in your hair. General Mosquito say Gorilla Glue gonna make a whole lot of money after this free advertisement. Yeah, I don't know what Gorilla Glue gonna do. When this chick talking about she finna sue Gorilla Glue. She finna make them. She gonna teach them a better lesson. I don't know. That's just like somebody, I guess if you accidentally or purposely you want to keep your contacts in your eye, your contacts keep moving around, so you put super glue in your damn eyeball so you can hold your contact in place. I mean, and then you go blind. So you gonna sue super glue because you done lost your eyesight? This is the kind of dumb shit we living in. But this is the type of the world we I remember when this woman, I was probably like 10 years old, maybe younger. This woman was leaving McDonald's and she had her cup of coffee in her lap and she hit a speed bump and the coffee spilled and she burnt herself on her groin and she got a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from McDonald's because McDonald's did not have the coffee labeled that the contents were hot. And as a result, all these fast food companies had to label the contents of the cup was hot for their coffee cups. I remember when that shit happened. But that just shows you how stupid of the world we live in. And this chick is, I guess she's finna call herself capital. Now, if that woman was a white woman where that happened, I don't think they finna give this black woman no money for gluing her hair. Especially when it wasn't any long lasting results. I could see if they would have shaved her bald. She's not shaved bald. It looks like her hair is still intact and she got some blonde highlights now. So uh, we living in a world where nonsense is the order of the day. All right. Let's sports power couple. All right. Looks like a TikTok star that died at 18. Let's see what this drug called attention then led to here. Some 18-year-old TikTok star. Her parents confirmed the news of her passing on February 8th. They say she left to go fly with the angels. And this is some Hispanic little girl. I'm trying to see where she died from. Oh, so she committed suicide. All right. She committed suicide. So this is what I want people to understand. This stuff goes both ways. All of the attention and fame, and you feel like you're a celebrity, and that energy, it comes at a cost. Everything in this world has a cost. There's a tick for tack in every single thing we do. If you want to sit around drinking beer all day, you 21 or older, you can do that. But when your belly look like you pregnant and it's jiggling, and your ass got diabetes and gout and all this old kind of shit from living that lifestyle, that is the cost of living a life where you want to just drink and do what you want to do. If you want to eat candy, eat candy. But when you end up with no teeth or you end up with cavities, that's the cost of living that life where you're eating candy. Same thing is true, even though those are physical, tangible things, the same thing is true for attention and the energy you get from it. There's a cost associated with that. And if you're not spiritually prepared or spiritually protected, you're wide open for spiritual attack. So you want to be on Twitter and have 1 million fans, 1 million followers. There's a cost associated with that. Yeah, you're popular. Everybody's quote unquote like you, or on the outside they like you. On the exterior, it appears that you're well liked, but there's something associated with all of that fame. And it goes both ways. And a lot of people aren't prepared to deal with that at all. And as a result, they get famous and they kill themselves. And if they don't kill themselves directly by blowing their brains out, taking some pill, jumping in front of a train, whatever it is, burning themselves up, whatever it is, they kill themselves indirectly, trying to numb the pain of whatever the hell that cost is bringing them. So they popping pills, they drinking and drugging, trying to feel alive again or whatever. Because whatever they've done, it's pretty much hollowed them out emotionally, energetically. So I don't know. Maybe that's gonna be the next thing. People gonna start suing these social media platforms for their loved ones committing suicide because they wasn't insulated or protected from that from whatever the downfall, the windfall of dealing with social media. If someone can sue because they burnt their crotch on some hot coffee and get millions, what's stopping people from suing social media platforms because they loved one got a bunch of negative feedback and got depressed and killed themselves because nobody liked their pictures. No one likes my pictures when I post pictures, and I know I should be getting more likes than I'm getting, so I don't want to be here no more. And this is the type of bullshit that's going on. So much so that bullshit is being accepted as just regular, real stuff. Hell, you killing yourself for social media for? It makes no sense. 18 years old. You ain't even begin living life yet. Talking about she gone with the angels. Stop lying. That motherfucker been recycled back into this bullshit matrix for falling for the okie doke. That's what the fuck happened. We need to stop lying to people. Monique, Monique say fly with the angels. That's what I'm saying, man. This shit don't make no sense. What what is going on in the world today? Seriously. It's like this stuff becomes more fictional and less factual every single day. I seen something, what was that? I sent it to Keith yesterday. Scientists oh yeah. Scientists have proof of a fifth dimension. That's I don't know if you guys have been seeing it. It's been all type of scientific revelations coming out. It says scientists are pretty sure they found a portal to the fifth dimension. That was on Yahoo Finance. That was on Yahoo Finance. Let me tell y'all how these white people work. Or how let's just say these hybrids, how these hybrids work. So on one hand, you like, oh man, that's some science fiction type shit. They found a portal to the fifth dimension. Well, why would that be on Yahoo Finance? What if this portal to the fifth dimension gave them future insight to what's going to occur with here in the third dimension? So they're able to manipulate stock markets and economic upturns and downturns by accessing the fifth dimension. Because otherwise I'm wondering what the fuck does this portal to the fifth dimension got to do with finance? But it's posted on Yahoo Finance. This ain't on Yahoo Science. This isn't on Yahoo Tech. This is Yahoo Finance. So a lot of times these people are telling us stuff and we're not reading into what they're really telling us, but they speaking to those in the know. Just like what I was saying about when you watch the news, when you're watching the news on Christmas Eve and they're talking about Santa Claus over North Dakota, adults that are watching the news know that that segment of the news is intended for children who don't know better. Just like the rest of the news that adults is intended for them, people in the know that that's just some propaganda to mislead you and to control and contour how you actually think and operate within this matrix. The same thing is true when they're giving us any type of news, any type of correspondence. They're speaking to a specific group of individuals who know what they're talking about. If you don't fully understand what they're talking about, they're speaking over your head. It's just like, them talking about 401ks and stocks and investment bonds or something. If you 5 years old, you're not paying attention to that. But when they talking about Santa Claus over North Dakota and you 5, oh, it's time to go to bed. If your parents have misled you to believe in that type of nonsense, you know. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on being revealed right before our eyes. But we're too busy worried about the silhouette challenge and who can bust it open and all this old kind of nonsense. You know, they got us distracted with nonsense, that menial nonsense, basically trivial child's play when there's real stuff going on that we're not focused on. Because they don't want us focused on that. They want us focused on the nonsense, but they want to utilize our energies to bring about these realities that they are bringing about. And we just sit around and complain about it after it's already been manifested. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Did you guys see during the Super Bowl? I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I haven't been watching football, but I heard about commercials where they were offering flights out of space. We're gonna start. Elon Musk and them are offering flights out of space for people to travel outside of the Earth. Well, that's going to be interesting. They've already blown up a bunch of rockets, so I wonder how many space shuttle Challenger accidents are going to result from that. And there's supposed to be like I think 80,000 global elite relocating to Mars by a certain date. So they got people thinking that they're going to be traveling via space shuttle. That's like riding a RTD or public transit to the elite. Public transit is for everybody. That's for the lower class. Why would they do something like that? It's not safe. It takes too much time. When they've already shown that they can dematerialize and rematerialize solid objects from one location to another location thousands of miles away within a mere seconds. So why would they have you on a space shuttle when you are global elite? No people are going to be teleported to Mars. They've already got teleportation technology. They don't need space shuttles and all this old bogusness. They know that that's just what they telling the small minds on the world. Them people are already up there. There's already people there. They don't need to utilize this old ass ancient technology of riding in a vehicle. That's just like we were talking about with aliens and all this whole crap. If aliens are as advanced as they are, why would they be riding around in space shuttles? I'm just saying. Wouldn't they just teleport what they need to and fro? Why would they be riding around in all these space shuttles and stuff? It's a lot to that we don't understand. Whether they're interdimensional, they're right here, just on a different level of existence, different, what I'm saying, different frequency of existence. But I mean, it's a lot of stuff we don't know. These people aren't telling us, but we need to question so we can start searching and opening up those avenues to what the potentiality may be. But if we're just sitting around here, I don't know, that's above my pay grade. I don't know quantum physics like that. I don't know aerodynamic engineering or making planes or any of that stuff. But what I do know is that we're being lied to. What I do know is that we need to question more than what we're being told. And what I do know is that we're not going to be told 100% of the truth. Everything that we know is just a fraction of what really is. So we need to search more and more. Because if our ancestors and people in antiquity were able to do certain things, these people still know about that. They just got that knowledge locked down to where we don't know about it as the masses. But they still utilizing this technology. They just don't want us to know about it. It's not just out of the blue, all this new stuff is coming up. They've already had it. They just slowly roll it out gradually. Technologically, they're hundreds, if not thousands, of years ahead of us because they have usurped the technology that our ancestors already had invented, and then they locked it up and told us like this shit never existed, you know? Exactly, Library. We don't need them to know because knowledge is universal. All you got to do is tap in. If and the thing is, if you can consider or conceive an idea or a thought, that means that it's already out here in the ether. It's already been somebody else. It's like a radio frequency. You watching or you listening, let's say radio frequency, you're listening to a specific channel. You're not the only person that can listen to that channel. And information and ideas are the same way as like a channel. Multiple individuals can pick up on an idea at the same time or conceive an idea at the same time. That's why they have these groups in what they call it out there in California in the Silicon Valley, where they call them nootropics. They'll do these drugs that increase their vibrational rate, but so they're able to think and conceive. This is how like a lot of these tech companies are created, because you have these people there take these nootropics and then they'll get on the same frequency and then they can just build. They can just build the whole company. First, it starts in the mind, obviously, but once they apply it to paper and they have unlimited financial funding to actually put it into place, that's how these companies come into being. But a lot of that stuff, it's just basically it's a synthetic melanin is what they're trying to do, because melanin is a superconductor. If we were to all sit down, black folks of a similar thought process or a similar creed were to get together and to get on the same vibe, we could build just like that. But a lot of times when stuff like that happens, they call it partying. So there's a destructive element to it because we're drinking or whatever in addition to that. So people start acting up. People start fighting. It gets destructive. Instead of it being constructive, it gets destructive. And a lot of times we're too busy just trying to have fun. We're not looking to actually create. We're looking to just let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy the moment. We had a tough week. We had a bad year. All this different stuff is going on. Instead of coming together to build, we want to come together to just try to forget and, get high, get drunk, have a good time. We've been misled and trained, indoctrinated to think the wrong things are a good time. Instead of thinking building and constructing is a good time. I mean, we've been taught that working is not fun. Working is boring. Nobody wants to work. We all rather play before we work. Or and if we do work, we want to do a minimum amount of work. We want to do, 1 hour of work, but 3 hours of play. We can't do it like that. We have to flip it, you know. And so we have generation after generation of people who were opposed to working, and then they had children, and their children had children. So we got individuals who they rather be distracted with all this nonsense, what's on social media, what's on TV, than to actually apply what they know to their own life and bettering their own existence. So, it's just a lot of compounding. And but that's not by coincidence. That's by plan why these things are in place. So we have to actually speak on this stuff to address it in order to begin reversing it. Because ignoring it and acting like it's going to go away on its own, it's not going to do that. You know, that's just like Donald Trump. They had to get him out of office because we were seeing racism, white supremacy face forward, looking at it to where we can actually conceive getting rid of it. And they can't have that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was damaging to the powers that be. When we put in our mind that we're going to get rid of something, it actually goes away. So they had to change the direction. They had to change the image by putting a black woman up there. That makes us, you know, be like, oh, we got a sister up there. We got somebody that kind of look like us up there. So we can't see them as the enemy because the enemy can't look like you. You can't see the enemy as yourself. The enemy, racism, white supremacy, got to be white, right? You can't be a black person or a black looking person representing racism, white supremacy. That completely causes a short circuit in your logic. So whatever it is that we can do to make things come about being here in this world, that got neutralized when Kamala Harris was up there. With Trump, you had a white man, you had Pence, you had another white man, you have white patriarchy representing white supremacy. That's a clear target for us to put our subconsciouses on and try to say, we finna get rid of this. This is finna be gone. And then that was damaging to the actual system. So they had to put that to sleep. Yeah, we just have to realize that, like John Henry Clark said, we have no friends. And a lot of times, not only are our enemies people who may look like us but not claim us, like Kamala, or you might have like with this dude running for governor in Michigan. You don't get no blacker than Nigeria, at least as far as skin folk is concerned. But we know that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So just because somebody is black as night, or with blue black, they might still have a European mentality. They might still have I'm finna get up in here and cause confusion and destruction within this community type of approach to us. So, we have to keep our head on the swivel, and we definitely need to use discernment whenever we're interacting with people, because you never know where a person, where they're really rocking until you sit back and watch them. You got to sit back, pay attention, and observe. A lot of times we don't observe people enough. We don't ask enough questions. You know, we need to definitely ask more questions before we commit to one thing or another, because you can never have enough information when you're making a decision. There's always more questions you can ask. It's like I remember Neely Fuller was saying, before we get engaged into sexual interactions if you're a male with a female, if you're a female with a male, you need to ask at least 200 questions to this person to see who we dealing with. Too many times we jump into a relationship, we jump into an engagement, and we don't know everything there is to know. And then after it's all done, we sitting here talking about, oh man, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me this. I wish I would have known that. I wouldn't have did that if I would have known that. I wouldn't have left my wallet around you if I known that you steal money or you don't went to jail for stealing. If I would have known that, you know what I'm saying? We don't know who we dealing with at all. It's like what Keith was saying earlier about he not gonna have strangers around his children when his children was younger. We don't ask enough questions about the people that we do let around us. We don't know who's doing what, whether it be a family member or a friend or a family member. When I was coming up, I was always taught that you don't just let anybody in your house, first of all, because you don't know who is scoping you out to actually break into your house and steal your stuff when you're not around. You sitting here trying to be friendly with somebody, and they know when you go to work, when you come home, they know what you got in your house, and they know what they don't have in their own house, and they know what they can make money off of that you got in your house. So all kind of stuff like that. So we have to ask questions all the time and know who we dealing with and what we dealing with before we engage in this stuff. Well, I'm about to get up off of here, y'all. I don't think Keith coming back. And I want to say, y'all have a good day. And on Saturday, I'm gonna go fishing tomorrow. Crazy thing about that is my feet still numb from when I got stranded in Kansas. I don't know when that was, but it was over a month ago. I went fishing and I was stranded out there, and it was it got down to like 10 degrees, and I think I was about to get frostbite on my feet, but I mean I can move them, but they still got some nerve damage in them. But I'm going fishing tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to get some salmon or something up in Wyoming. My birthday is on Saturday. Your boy turned 43 up in this thing. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do on my birthday. I don't know. Probably I should have went to Florida or to Mississippi or somewhere because this cold out here ain't working for me. It's like they probably the warmest day it's been in a while. It's 25 degrees right now. Yeah. On Sunday it's supposed to be -8 with some snow. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. But Colorado living, I guess, huh? Y'all have a good one. Peace. Let me see what the chat room's saying first. Happy birthday, Unsunken One. See you a Valentine's baby. Oh yeah, Unsunken One probably got about 15 kids. How many children you got, Unsunken One? I know you was a playboy. Hey, I used the 13th to be a playboy, so I know you was a playboy on the 14th. Oh, you don't have any? That's what's up. Keep it like that, man. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, Monique. It's just like with the whole. That's what's up on Sunken One. But Monique, with the whole, like the Santa Claus thing, folks letting their children sit on Santa Claus lap. That's crazy. Because you would think, you just don't let your child sit on any man's lap. Like you just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And you for real, you just don't do that because there's all kind of perverts out there. If attractive women sit on men's laps at the strip club to get money, and that must be something that's somewhat stimulating or satisfying to a man for a woman to sit on their lap. What does that do for a pedophile? And you can't look at him and just see he a pedophile. You don't know if that Santa Claus is a pedophile or not. You know, so it's all kind of bogus shit. This society, that's why they call them kids baby goats intended for the sacrifice. You let your kids sit on Santa Claus' lap, but you don't let no child sit on Santa Claus' lap. Thank you, General Mosquito. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here for my phone die. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Say much love, family. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. If they say, talk to everybody in the next one out. You know, I've been out because I'm in a bad area. So I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I'll try to come on later on tonight if I can, if possible. So I ain't get to really say that. If you guys can hear me or not, probably all noisy on it. But the rest of you guys have reached out to me about the Tanzania trip. I'm gonna hit you guys out today or tomorrow. Damn, landslide around this bitch. The mountain is gone. But, like I said, everybody that's going to be going, like I said, I'm going to reach out to you guys. The last few people sent you guys some arrangements up for Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam. I should have everybody squared away. So with that, family, say much love to everybody. I'll try to come back on later today, do a standalone show. Do a real damn show later on. So much love. Peace. I'm out.